What's up, Fire family? It's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today we're going to be looking at a new update. So at the moment, Sipta is on Testlive, and they're doing a bunch of really cool changes. But something I've actually noticed as well during this is they actually completely changed the sigils. So they don't work like they used to, and now they're actually really cool, and some people might argue a little bit OP in some regards. So we got all these chests, and let's have a look in this one. So we got our first one, Sigil of the Fiend. If you now look at the information tab for the sigils, it will tell you a little bit of information additional on the bottom. So this sigil is a result of the research. Using this sigil provides a person with otherworldly traits for a while. In this case, preventing them from losing other sigils they have in effect. Which would mean, of course, if you were to plug in any other sigils into you, then, of course, it's going to help you, this one, to not lose these upon death. Alright, so we have a look at our next box. We have another sigil with another example. This one has the ability to remove poison from your blood. So, it will boost the ability. Next one is a sigil of the Snake Man, which increases the thickness of your blood. So, I assume it makes your bleeding effect a lot less. So, I got it in my inventory, but I haven't eaten it yet, so I'm gonna go spawn some more daggers. I got a crappy dancer, so let's have a look. Normal bleeding, 1 point of damage every second for 20 seconds is what that will do. So that's quite a bit of bleeding damage, so 20 seconds. Let me take the Sigil of the Snake Man again. So the same type of dancer is now gonna go and attack me. She does 1 point of damage every 20 seconds. That didn't last for long at all, hang on a minute. That disappeared within, what, 3 seconds? It's still staying around? You would have noticed the bleeding effect earlier stuck around for a lot longer. This one is actually disappearing very quickly. Let me see, this can't. Give me bleeding, 1 point of damage every second. Immediately goes away. That's pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1 stack of bleeding goes away within that amount of time frame. That is actually really, oh my god. Alright, let's have a look at our next sigil. So, this will help you with corruption, getting rid of it. So, this is the Sigil of the Outsiders. I want to give myself some corruption brew. Alright, so eating lots of corruption brew. I'm gonna eat a whole, well, let's go for 50, you know, why not? So this is gonna be helping me apparently with this. So at my current moment in time, this is never gonna change until I see a dancer, right? So let me eat this sigil now and see what that does for me. If it does anything at all. So 4 minutes, 114. See if it changes anything. If my health is gonna tick up or anything like that. So as I've increased time, I'm actually slowly losing corruption by myself. So I'm gaining, 1 to 2 points of health back very slowly as I have corruption right now. And now I don't have any corruption piling on me at all. So I'm going to set that down to 1. See what that does. I'm at 306. It's very slow. Well, it removes the need to have a dancer so much around with you if you're going to an area with lots of corruption. So that's actually really handy. Anyway, let's have a look at some more interesting sigils because there's still plenty to go. We have the Sigil of the Demon. In this case, allowing them to run further without rest. Okay, interesting enough. Well, this is why I have a massive platform with me, I suppose, for this one. Let me see, let's run, keep running. See how many foundations I get up to. So I stopped right about here, and I lost all of my stam. So I'm going to put like a little wooden fence there to remind me about that, and then I'm going to go ahead and eat the Sigil of the Demon, which now should mean I should be able to run back and forth and then see what we get with this one. So I'm fully recharge my stam, and let's go! So with this sigil in my arm, pretty much I can run a whole 2 laps of this thing. So went down once, went back up, went down again, haven't gone back up. So I've done 3 runs of the entire course, where the other one only let me do 1 3/4. Let's check out the Sigil of the Bat, boosting the ability to jump when sprinting. Ooh, okay. So I assume this will be, I sprint and I jump. And hopefully it will let me do this better. So far, it does feel about the same, or that I can jump more when I'm sprinting. It's good to give these a little test to see how they're going to come out either way. So that one is not very noticeable, but it's okay as well. Let's check out my next one, because there are some really, really good ones in here that I do know about. And this keeps providing them health for every enemy kill. Now this one is actually pretty nice. I do actually really like it. So as you know, normally when you kill something, you're not going to get any HP back. So I'm going to implant this and show you how much this is going to give me on a minimal amount. So I'm spawning in a very angry alchemist. I have God mode in to stop myself dying. I'm going to kill this alchemist. You can see I'm on 15, 16, and then it immediately went up to 39. Alright, I'm on another minimal amount of health. I'm now up on a safe space where this guy cannot quite get me. I'm just going to make sure all of my hits go through right now. And let's see if I heal up any. So I'm gradually healing right now. I'm going to see how that goes as soon as I arch him. So 24, 25. Yep, that also works. If I want to use burn arrow on this guy, then I can also do that and gain health back from it. Alright, so that's pretty OP as well. If you don't have anything for healing, but you do have some weapons, and you do have burn arrow, then you could go around killing anything and it's going to give you the same kind of value of health back, as far as I understand with that. So that's actually really, really interesting and pretty good actually as well, getting health back for kills. I quite like lifesteal, so that's pretty good. Now let's have a look at our next sigil, so the Goblins. So this will boost your hardiness. What does that mean? For me, I would assume that means being more tanky, so let's see, he just hit me. I'm 463 from 472. So let me see if I can get him to hit me again, which would be a bit of a pain in the ass. Actually, let me see what he does with an arrow shot. Alright, so we've got an archer. I'm hoping he's going to go and hit me. Which didn't hit me. Come on, dude, you can do better than that. Alright, so I'm 457 from 472. Okay, let me just quickly fully heal myself and put the sigil back in. Now let's try that with the sigil and see if that does what I think it's going to do. Go on, hit me. Right, hit me. 461 and 472. So yeah, I'd say that's around about right, because I got a lot more health now than I did before. So a reduction in damage, slightly more armor is what I would class that one to be, which is actually really, really decent. Alright, let's check out our next one. We have the Wolf Brothers. So this will boost the ability to coax more out of their mounts. I'm assuming that would be more stamina. There's only one way to try that one out. Okay, normal horse, normal saddle. Let's have a go. So I'm going to see how far along here I can gallop. And all of that. I'm pretty sure I can gallop the whole thing of this and not lose any. But let's have a look anyway. I'm going to put them side by side until I reach the end and see how much stam reduction that will now be. So I've reached the end of that. I'm going to put the video together with the other one and we'll have a look at those results. Alright, so let's try this one out. Sigil of the Twice Drowned. In this case, allowing them to make occasional attacks without stam cost. Now, this is pretty cool because usually on every attack you're going to chew up stam to do that. So let me show you. I don't need anything to hit for this one. So I have a normal amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. I use stam 1, 2, 3, 4. On my fourth, I don't believe I use stam there at all. So if you wanted to see that more easy, I could just do one hit. As you saw, that hit just there didn't use any stam at all. I used a little bit. I hear that back up again. I used a bit as well. Back up again. That didn't use any this time. That's quite nice as well because it could save you a little bit additional more stam, and I quite like that because it feels pretty balanced as it is right now, if I'm honest with you. So that's a nice sigil again. And of course we have some different types of sigil that help in different areas as well. So we have Sigil with the Drowned, in case of boosting their ability to carry while injured. So, alright, so let's check this out. Okay, so I have a buttload of rocks in me and I'm moving along. I got a load. Moving along, moving along. You know, it's kind of this slow process of going along. Alright, so that's that with that. Now I'm going to try it with eating the sigil. And as you can see, I was really heavy before. But now I've had the sigil, I'm fine. I got a lot more weight all of a sudden, so that's nice. Okay, I have a stupid amount of weight on me, and I'm very low health. As you can see, it doesn't work with all types of weight, so you can't just load yourself up and be completely fine. There's a limit to it, so as you can see, 600 is roughly the limit on this one of how much I could carry, so let me just chuck out a few wads. 800. Let's chuck out another couple of wads, and I'm below the budget again. So when I have this kind of ability and it's ticked down to me again, you see my weight is changing a bit, and now I'm healing. My weight is actually lowering the more I heal. So that's actually really interesting. If you're really badly injured and you want to carry more, then of course you can go ahead and carry more. So that's an interesting concept, but I suppose that could work out in a few situations as well. Do with what you want on that kind of information, I guess. You're going to see a lot more injured builders in the future. So let's have a look at the sigil of the gremlin. In this case, boosting their capacity to recover resources. Resource recovery. Interesting. What could that mean? So interesting. Let me see if I think it means what I think it is. I have 308 weight right now. And let's see how much I harvest for. 14 to 15, 14 to 15, 15 to 15. So 40 to 15 is kind of the ratio. 308 is my weight. And I got a total of 88 stone with 3 smacks. So let me try eating this and see what the results are now. And 17, 16. 17, 16. 17, 16. My weight is still the same. This time I have a little bit more stone, but that's because I hit more rocks. So let me try the 3 original. 15, 15. 14, 15. 17, 16. And then I end up with 92 rocks. So basically what it does, it gives me a little bit more of an increased, resource gather rate, which is actually pretty handy. I do like that one. Now we have our next 2 sigils. Let's take a look at this. Jill's Brood. In case, boosting their ability to survive long falls. So there's only one way to test this. Oh, and this is what I mean by that, by the way. So let's go check this one out, see if I can survive this fall, which usually there's no way you're surviving this fall this high up. So let's have a look. And boom, I'm dead. Alright, let's try with the sigil, shall we? Alright, so last time I died, let's try it again. Now I have the sigil in my mind. And I'm still dead, so that's not it. So what this sigil doesn't mean is you cannot fall from all the heights and expect to live. However, you can fall from reasonable heights and expect to have more health than you would have without the sigil. Just to give you the idea. So if I'm jumping from a kind of reasonable height that I'm not going to die at, I should actually retain more health than I would without the sigil on. But it does mean if you do fall from certain heights that it's not always a death sentence or other things like that, where you retain a little bit more health than you might have beforehand. Alright, so Sigil of the Harpy. In case giving the ability to cling onto walls when they should have fallen. Now this one I think is hella broken. So, you know, usually when you climb up a big wall and it would just make you fall off the wall, right? This is a little different, okay? So as you see, I'm happily going along, but instead of stam it's taking out of me now, it is increasing my stam once, but it's actually taking my health instead, which means I can keep going, and I can keep going, and I can keep going, and I can keep going. However, you could fight this and regen instead with slightly regenerative foods. Of course, they changed it to make it a lot harder, but if I stop moving and I just, you know, let myself heal a bit, you know, have that nice shaded bath, I could just hang out for a little bit, you know, enjoy my time, regenerate my health. So I could pretty much climb indefinitely if I wanted to, as long as I'm not running out of my food, healing food, and my water. I can make it quite a long way away, just climbing along, you know. As long as I got the health to support that, I could just keep going. I could keep having a good time. which I like because it's more forgiving that you won't fall and immediately die. But it is again a little bit like, oh, okay, you know, it's pretty crazy as well. So that's that one. I like it, but I also think it might be broken a little bit in some instances, especially with PvP combat. And I'm sure people are gonna find, you know, ways to increase, of course, health that way as well. Like I said, if you're using like the healing water skin and foods that slightly heal as well, you can heal your health back up and just keep going if you wanted to, which could make all the difference in a PvP situation, of course. If you're trying to make it over your neighbour's fence and they have like this one climbable wall that if you can't normally climb if you don't have enough stamina, but now you do, because you can chew into your health, well, it will make a little bit more difference in that kind of play. They had this new armor that they called Wanderlust, but it's actually now categorized as Void Forged. So this armor actually helps you climb for a very, very long time, if I remember right. And then that's way more efficient, so you'll be able to climb up really steep bases if you wanted to. So bases on top of cliffs now might not be such a problem to get into to loot your neighbor. So this could be like a huge issue in PvP, actually, now that I think about it. In PvE, not really a problem. It's actually really awesome if you're a PvE player and you have this kind of set on. It means you're pretty much now going to be Godzilla and you can, like, beat the heights of everything. Oh, I guess King Kong would be a better example of that. You can swing from the towers of Siptar. And you can just keep going. But this is incredible. I'm climbing for such a long time. Oh my goodness. That's going to be totally broken in PvP. But PvE, of course, like I said, not really a problem, is it? But that's quite funny. They might need to think about that one a little bit more. I don't know about that one, if that goes into the main game. We'll have to see about it. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!